Okay, so I felt like I was supposed to do this video because I know that a lot of people want to start businesses or have an interest in starting a business, and they really don't know what to do to get started. I know that I had that problem when I was establishing my businesses. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where I needed to go to register and license my name, what I needed to do to, just practical stuff that now I understand. But then I had no idea how to do it because there wasn't like a list out there. There wasn't like a step-by-step process. And so I wanted to just share a couple of things that I have learned and that, I picked up because I had to end up doing a lot of research, to make sure that I was dotting every I, crossing every T, making sure that I was following all of the local and federal mandates and rules, regulations, or whatnot as far as business was concerned. So I will say this, none of this is really difficult. None of it. None of what I'm sharing with you is really difficult. It took me so much time to research this stuff though. And if you're interested in starting a business, hopefully it'll like cut it down to a fraction of the time that it took me to actually figure it out, learn it, that whole thing. So if you know somebody who this would be helpful for or to, please share it with them. And I'm just going to go ahead and dive on in. So one of the things that I just mentioned before is making sure that your business is registered. You want to make sure that the name of your business is registered in your local city. And typically it's pretty inexpensive to do it. A lot of times in cities, what they'll do, you have to make sure that you pay the fee annually for that. And so once you register it with them, once you make sure that what happens is that they ensure that nobody else has that business name, because obviously, you can't have somebody else operating with the same business name in the same city. And once you find that out, then you can go ahead and register your business. One way to find that out, a lot of cities now have the site where you can register your business, but you can also do a search for the name that you are thinking about naming your business to find out for yourself whether or not there is another business with a similar name or even the exact same name. If it's too similar, they will not allow you typically to have that name. They can't have anything that's too similar. And obviously they won't let you have a name that's exact. So a good way to do it is to, like I said, if you don't know what your city website is for your local government, just, Google it. Google government and then whatever city you're living in. And, if you're in Albuquerque, New Mexico or whatever, Google Albuquerque, New Mexico government, local government, and whatever the site is, it will come up. And then you can go ahead and register your name. So that's actually number 2. I'm getting ahead of myself. I wanted to start off with number 1, and that is the name of your business. Now, obviously, if you are starting a business, you want to have a name that is going to be intriguing. You want to have a name that is going to be memorable. Do not have a name that nobody can spell. That is my little piece of advice. Because when people are searching for you, if people are trying to find your business, whether or not you have a brick and mortar business or whether or not, you don't have a brick and mortar business, you just offer like services and you work from your home or whatever, you want to make sure that people can easily find you. And if you have some unique spelling, some unique whatever, I strongly recommend you come up with something that the average 6th grader would be able to spell as far as your business is concerned. I know sometimes, people want to get super creative. People want to be like so different. That could end up hurting you when you are selecting the name of your business. It is also key because when you are selecting the name of your business, you really, really, really want to make sure that you are able to secure a website that is as close to the name of the business, if not the exact name of that business, when you are establishing it. Because you want to make sure that, obviously, again, people will be able to find you. Imagine if you were trying to, do research or find out something, that whether or not Walmart or Target or any of those larger businesses had something, and you went to their website and it wasn't walmart.com, or if it wasn't target.com, that's the go-to. People are automatically going to think that it's your business name.com. And I know other people have chosen to do other endings, and whether or not you're in music or some, I don't know, some unique category of business, you can choose to have a something other than .com. I know they have .co and all these other things, but most people, when they think of business, it's .com. Always. Any of your major businesses, it's .com. And so I always make sure that my businesses have a .com ending when I am selecting the actual site name for them. Okay, so some domain names are available to be purchased from people who already own those names. And typically they are like catchy names that, just real catchy names that people have already thought of, and that would be great business names. And you can still buy them through GoDaddy or Dynadot or any of the places where you can get domains from, but there is a premium price tag on them. Not all domains are like that. Not all names are like that. You can find plenty out there who have not already been taken. But I just wanted to give you that heads up. If you're not familiar, people can buy them and then sell them to others at their price. But most domains are, under $10 for a year. And so I know that I got an email from Dynadot recently, and they were having a sale, and they were selling domains at like $6.95 for a year. And so, it's really easy to check. You put in the actual domain that you would want with the .com on the end. Don't just put the name in. Put the .com to see if the .com is available. Or if you don't want to do .com, obviously that's up to you. You can put in whatever version you want, and it'll tell you what's available. And then I go ahead and purchase them. And sometimes I'll go ahead and purchase multiple just because they're so cheap. And you can buy them for a year at a time. You can buy them for a couple of years at a time. One of my domains, I just went ahead and bought 10 years, a 10-year registration for that name. So yeah, that's how you go ahead and secure your domain name. Every business that I established, I did research on the name. I made sure it was available, and I made sure that it was available for a .com. Make sure that your name is easy to remember and easy to spell. So that is my little advice for naming your business. Even if you know that you're not going to do anything immediately with your business, your name, any of that stuff, if you have an idea, my suggestion is to go ahead and register it, because when you are ready to actually move forward and do stuff, you already have your domain. I mean, it'll just sit there kind of vacant, but you already have your name secured under your domain, at least for a year. You already have your business license, your business registered under your city for a year. You already have your, your tax ID number, your EIN or your TIN. You have that. You have everything set up for you to move forward. And because when you're ready to really jump in and move forward, you don't want to think about that stuff. You want to have that stuff out of the way. So I had done all of this stuff way before I actually launched my business. I had done a lot of research and I started implementing stuff. And what I would suggest is if you're interested in having a business, you have a business idea, you have a business name, you've thought of some names or whatever, I would go ahead and do it. It doesn't take long to do any of this stuff. So you can do one thing each week. And by the end of, I don't know, however long, how many number of things, you'll be done and you'll be ready to jump forward as far as the actual business part of your business is concerned. I will say this as well. When you are establishing your business, and let's say you have multiple ideas for businesses like I did. I had my consulting business, my coaching business, my art, and I have websites for them all. And then I just did a training and development one. So I operate, even though they're separate entities, all of those entities are under my main business name. Okay. And so if you have multiple business ideas, multiple websites, all that stuff, what I would do, and you will see this on the actual city website when you register your business name, you will have the option to select a doing business as. Now, when you select the doing business as option, then basically you can have that main business name, but also, hey, we also do business as HR Success Solutions. We also do business as Shannon M. Art. We also do business as Catapult Consulting Group. So all of those things would be under the main one. But this main one is the one that you want to make sure is registered. The main one is also the one that you want to make sure you have your federal tax ID in, okay? Because that is the header under all of the other businesses are under. So when you go, if you do have multiple ideas for business, I would say have that main business name, and then you can have your different category names of businesses under that, should you choose to do that. I honestly, I was not expecting to have so many different categories, but I'm glad I set it up like that, just so it made it easy when I actually did roll out other types of businesses or whatnot. So doing business as is what is called DBA. So when you go to your city website and you're registering it, you can also look for the DBA option. The third thing that you want to make sure that you do is to secure your tax ID number. Again, this is not a difficult thing to do. It's just a matter of filling out something. I'm not sure if you can do it online. I believe that you can do it online now. But you fill out your information for your business name, and it's easy peasy. They'll get back to you. They'll research it or whatnot, go through their process, and send you your actual tax ID number. Why is this important? If you do not want to have to supply your social security number to another business that is requiring you to give them a W-9, I would strongly suggest that you do go ahead and get your federal tax ID number. You'll have to use that not only for the purposes of your W-9, but also obviously when you have your tax person or your accountant, or when you prepare your taxes or whatnot. So I would go ahead and get it out the way. Like I said, very simple. You can go to irs.gov and do a search for applying for your federal tax ID number. Now, I will say this, you are going to need to know what your business is going to be established as. So if you establish your business as an LLC, an S Corp, a regular corporation, whatever the entity type is, you will need to be able to identify it on that application. So what you want to do is make sure that you do your research regarding the differences in each of the entities to determine what type of entity you want to be. You'll also need to make sure that you have your business registered in your state prior to applying for the tax ID number. I recommend that as well, just to make sure everything's lined up. You don't want them doing a check and then not finding you, especially the federal government. So I would establish your business first in your city and then get your federal tax ID number after that. Both of them, you'll have to know whether or not you are going to be, what type of entity you want to be. So that's that, irs.gov. Okay? So I have more tips, but I didn't want to make this super duper long. It's longer than I anticipated. I guess I'm a little chatty about it. But if you have any more interest in just, learning more about how to set up a business, things that would be helpful or whatnot, I will have more on my YouTube site, and you can go. I'll have the link below to my YouTube site, and you can go and find out more. I got a lot more that I would love to share, but again, I wanted this initial video to be really somewhat brief. So I hope this was helpful to someone. If you have any questions regarding anything that I have already mentioned, feel free to shoot me a DM or ask, and I will try to get back to you. So anyway, if you know anyone who would be interested in learning how to start their own business and how to kind of move forward with the administrative part of setting things up, then go ahead and share this with them. And yeah. All right. I'll see you later.